YouTube! What it do, Schmitty gang? It's your boy, Lshmiitty, as you know. Let's see if that camera's correct. Yes, sir. So, today we gonna get into the inside California's black market weed.
Forget everything you know about college.
Something real different. Something real different.
Welcome to
Let's get this
Outlier
out and we'll get to chatting about it. This is something real different now on the channel. You know, this is something that just kind of interests me. Not no particular reason why. You know, I mean, I just live in California. I'm kind of curious. They said black market, and I was like, they weed boom. Like maybe they're like pulling weeds or selling some type of forbidden flower, or who knows, man. But I feel like a lot of y'all might be curious on how these flowers or like anything's getting into like to your packages and to everywhere. So let's see some knowledge. It's just a little insight video.
It's been over 5 years since California voters legalized recreational marijuana. One of the aims was to stamp out the illicit market. But these deputies in San Bernardino County find themselves raiding more illegal pot farms than ever before.
The team got information from...
So this is an ops video? Man. Alright, well, then we'll take this for educational purposes. This is what you do and do not do if you plan on growing.
President that complained that illegal
like
water trucks were hauling out here, and they found several outdoor illegal cultivations of marijuana. If you're tending to the grow, you're looking at a citation. It's a misdemeanor, but you maybe get a $500 fine for it. 500 plants, you have 1,000 plants, you have 1,000,000 plants, it's still a misdemeanor.
So you feel like legalization with those drop penalties has emboldened the black market growers to just go buck wild?
Yes, there's no threat of penalty. These are just perfect areas and locations to set these up.
For massive operations like this with thousands of plants, low penalties have become just the cost of doing business.
What's going to happen to that guy?
Most likely it's going to be a marijuana citation. And
what the heck? Where are we? This is San Bernardino? Whoa, what? The cops are patrolling weed in the desert. Nobody wants this dry ass weed. Bro, there is no fertilization in this ground. Nowhere near. Please do not tell me this must be where this must be where that booth pack coming from. You know,
we'll release them.
that bammer.
With COVID and stuff, we'd rarely take these people into jail unless it's a violent felony.
But
this is huge.
Seen a million of y'all.
This is just some of the process.
This was illegal? All of that is illegal. The cops is hey, the San Bernardino County cops is looking, bro. You take one of those bags, they straight, bro. They handing them. Where does all this stuff go? You think they just flush it down the toilet? See, this was that whole, y'all don't even know about the whole like CIA crisis, cocaine epidemic, Yeah, you guys gotta be asking yourself, thinking to yourself, where's this going? Because it's not going down the toilet. That's illegal. Cops can't break the law. It's not going down the toilet. That's where we would put it if we was gonna get busted. But it's not going down the toilet. They can't sell it because it's illegal. It's an illegal cash crop. If you sell an illegal cash crop, I ain't no genius, but fruit of the poisonous tree, you know what I'm saying? Let's get
it here.
That's a
big mountain.
That's a lot.
It's kind of a drop in the bucket. There's sites like this all around us. Basically, as far as the eye can see, other greenhouses, illegal grow hops. So the sheriff's gonna be raiding properties like this all day, every day, and still not get rid of all of them. Just in this one corner of the county.
Greenhouse is not indoor.
The harm is that these growers can use toxic chemicals and pesticides, hijack water, and destroy the environment. The sheriff's department says organized crime has taken advantage. This county has seen seizures of illicit weed skyrocket over the last 5 years, and other areas across the state report similar problems.
Plus plants.
California's illicit market is worth an estimated $8 billion annually.
You hear that? $8 billion, bro. Imagine how low our taxes would be if they legalized this shit 10 years ago, bro. It's an $8 billion industry. If you think that America's not going to get on that, you're tripping. You're tripping. And if you think I'm still going to be out here supporting these American corporatized LLC corporations, you got it twisted. You better find you the nearest, this nearest corner boy, the nearest boss man, the nearest somebody to plug you, because we ain't about to be paying no taxes
licensed
on
and
this.
tax sales.
double.
Part of the problem is that
you
while
know they
marijuana
had to
possession
double
and
it.
consumption is legal everywhere, growing and commercial distribution is not. More than half of all California counties have local laws banning retail marijuana activity. In San Bernardino, both
Tell me one of those counties didn't just look like Montana.
Do you think this site would have existed 5 years ago before recreational legalization in California?
Hell no. Because ain't nobody had that much weed before the recreational level.
Once the legalization happened, we saw this outdoor
looks like
trend.
Cookies, dude, but
what can the state do about it?
The fines need to impact the landowners who allow this. You don't need to go to jail, but your crop's worth $1 million. You owe us $500,000 to the state.
Breaking this is.
Do you feel overwhelmed by this problem out here?
It's just very time consuming. Some of these grow sites in about 3 to 4 months are back up again and running because the repercussions aren't there, so they just go back in business.
Talk about whack-a-mole.
It is whack-a-mole.
Illegal grow operations aren't just springing up in the California desert.
Follow me.
These are mad ads, bro. Mad ads.
And here we go. This is where the magic happens.
And
Doc, see, I remember I watched a video on like the 7th Mile Bloods in Detroit. And I just couldn't get behind it because I was a little confused to how is there going to be cops in the video and a person committing the crime in the video? It's like, even if they wanted to make a little shake hands agreement, like, hey, bro, I won't bust you for, like, this vid, like, they just gonna come back.
And these plants are illegal.
Or did they have, like,
a
deal?
Correct.
Like, you throw me a couple
When we
peas
walked in here, you would have no idea that there's a grow operation going on here. It's super discreet.
And that's the point.
This grower, who asked to
Look
be
at it.
identified as Doc, operates indoor grows in the suburbs. He's been working illegally for 2 decades, and he
There we
says the
go.
business is better than ever.
Now that legalization has gone up, we've seen a rise in the amount of weed that we're selling in the neighborhood.
Wait, you sell more weed illegally in the legal era than you did before when it was illegal?
Definitely. Once you get used to a certain strain or a certain smoke, you're looking for something that's a little bit more potent. Potency is what you're gonna find in the hood. If you're a tourist, you're gonna go
Now, that right there is facts. All those, like, THC counts, bro, like, they will tell you, I remember when first, the only THC count you can find is, like, the highest is 36%. Man, when you was looking at 36% in the clubs and the dispos, we was looking at, like, 80s, 70s in the hood, bro. Just straight sticky, icky, bro.
dispenser.
Icky,
because
bruh.
you're not knowing that there's far better
There's
weed in the neighborhood.
regulations.
Do you ever see
Far
yourself
better weed in the
going to the legal market?
I've been wanting to go to the legal market, but if it doesn't
that.
happen, I'm not going to be upset because I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. You know, you've got people that aren't even from
He's like, all I gotta take is a $500 fine, boy. My pee is worth $1,300.
Los Angeles coming in and raking in huge profits from a business and industry that we created. We created this. They didn't create this.
Damn straight. I swear, bruh. Black folks finally
One of Doc's
find
new
themselves making
competitors in
money
the
in this
underground
in a
market calls himself
situation.
Dank.
And they got
He told us he invests in legal
tax
grows,
it.
but he also bankrolls this unlicensed farm.
Yeah, you can
no,
see
no taxation without smoking representation.
see how tight the buds are
Dang.
coming up. There's not a lot of spacing
dank.
on the plant, which gives you a higher yield. These buds are a little dense too if you squeeze them.
Oh yeah, it's sticky too.
Yeah, so really sticky, high resin
Sticky.
production. This is the good stuff right here.
Dank says an eighth of his dispensary-grade weed could sell on the street for half the price the store charges. It's so cheap because he's not paying taxes, and neither is the consumer.
If this were legal, how much would you be paying towards taxes?
Legal, I would probably estimate tens of thousands of dollars annually. They're blocking out so many people in the market that want to participate.
How much do you expect to profit from it right now without it being legal?
About $100,000. People have told me they perceive me as a criminal for doing this, and you know, in many instances, it's just
Does that look like the face of a criminal? Come on. He got the penguin for Happy Feet haircut. How could he be a criminal? He's just growing.
Operating
He's a
without a license,
botanist.
just
Leave
like
the
other
botanist
businesses that
alone.
they're just trying to get started in an industry.
I mean, do you feel like a criminal when you're doing this?
No, and morally, I'm not. You know, I don't feel like I'm doing anything wrong. Not at all do I feel like a criminal.
I just think it's just they're consistent. It's good weed.
Even those who've been able to break into the legal market complain that the system is broken. Elliot Lewis runs a chain of dispensaries in Southern California, but he's struggling to compete with unlicensed dealers.
How profitable in reality is it to run a legal cannabis business in California right now?
It's not profitable at all. The store we're standing in right now is still in the red. It's losing money.
Damn.
Crazy. You're losing money running a legal cannabis store.
Yes.
Damn.
The only way we're
Would you look at that? My boys would never have them kind of profit margins. Hell nah. Making a loss selling weed, bro? And you ain't smoking it, bro? How you at a loss selling weed?
We're running a really, really low corporate overhead.
Y'all don't know how to do it.
A few stores that are profitable, right? Some make a tiny bit, some make a little bit more, but when you're in expansion mode, it's not really anything that's significant. With all the taxes and the regulations, it's very, very hard to squeeze out any profit, and there's really no large amounts of money to be made in the industry right now.
Hold up.
Lewis claims some of his licensed competitors are diverting millions of pounds of product to the illegal market, allowing businesses to dodge taxes and luring more customers away from his cash registers. He blames California's Department of Cannabis Control for the problem, and late last year, he sued the state for failing to take action.
We're taking you to court. We're getting a fucking injunction. It's Catalyst with the industry on our back against the step.
Why is this the Guy Fieri of fucking weed, bro? I need him to try it. He don't need to be yelling at me. He need to be trying the weed, man. He look like he know what he talking about. He passionate.
In California.
He's
the idea of the lawsuit is to embarrass the shit out of them, right? So their program is an abject failure, and they want to put their head in the sand and not admit it.
If you know, you know.
Attorneys for the state call the lawsuit uncertain, ambiguous, and unintelligible. The case is still playing out in court. But Lewis isn't alone in his complaints. Last month, a group of marijuana business owners sent a letter to Governor Gavin Newsom warning that the industry is collapsing under high taxes and competition from the illicit market.
I don't know the name.
In a statement to Vice News, the governor's office acknowledged that the current system is not perfect and said, quote, "The cannabis tax structure is presenting unintended but real challenges for components of our legal market." Some parts of California are trying to bring people who were once outlaw growers into the legal marketplace. Ryan Brown served 5 years in state prison for a case that involved marijuana charges.
And that is atrocious. You know, there's still people sitting in prison today for legal
Qualified for a
weed,
social equity
man.
program that
It's
moves
terrible,
people
man.
affected by the drug war to the front of the line for marijuana business licenses.
In my mind,
And that's
I'm
our
a
vice
felon.
president,
I've
man.
been
But
in
I
prison
ain't gonna get
not
into
in 100
politics.
years,
Man.
what I thought that I would be able to own a dispensary or have anything to do with legalized marijuana.
See, that's
not
good,
for
at
100
least.
years.
But the system is not working as intended. Of the 205 verified social equity applicants in Los Angeles qualified to run retail shops, only 38 have actually managed to obtain temporary licenses to operate.
It's harder than people actually think, you know, because to actually get your license, but you have to have a building within Los Angeles City, not to mention...
Oof! Oof! That already sounds hard. You have to buy a building in Los Angeles? Ain't no nigga getting out of jail doing that. Ain't no nigga getting out of jail doing that. I ain't doing that. You ain't doing that.
You know,
in Los Angeles,
it
I can't
makes
even
it
go to
almost
like
impossible to operate,
Palmdale?
especially for somebody that doesn't have a bunch of money even to get started.
How much of your own money have you spent trying to get this off the ground?
30, 40, 50,000, something like that.
And still not able to operate and see any returns out there? How's that feel?
Feels like I better start nickel and diming that shit, man.
Does it ever make you think about going back to the illicit marketplace?
Definitely. Definitely. Step in any day.
Nah, he's already doing it. Well, alright. That was the underground black market of the weed industry for y'all. The moral of the story basically is that the government is really trying to make taxation without representation. Until I see Joe Biden with a big old blunt, with a big old backwood in his fucking mouth. Stop taxing our weed, man, and go holler at your local tender, at your local bud tender, at your boss man, at whatever you got in your neighborhoods, alright? But I don't smoke. Lshmiitty out.